Welcome to the Business Wisdom Podcast, where business strategist Clive Enever shares his inner business wisdom with you. Each episode is packed with his experience to help you grow and develop your own business wisdom. Join Clive as he shares his wisdom with you.
The operations section of your business is an area that can make your business flow beautifully, or it can become a bottleneck which drives everybody bonkers and creates havoc for delivering your outcomes for your customers. What we really want to do is optimize your operations for efficiency and growth, and do so at the earliest opportunity. It might be that you haven't started business yet. Make your plans about how your operations department is going to run now, before you get in there and discover that you've got problems. You might have been running your business for some time, and we're now coming to a point where we've got a bit of a break happening. It could be that we've got a change of season, it could be a change of year, but for some reason, there's a change. Now is a really good time to sit down, figure out, how is the operations side of my business operating? Is it efficient? Does it allow for growth? Is it efficient doing what it's doing, or will it be sufficiently efficient to allow for the growth that is going to happen over this next period? Really important to set your strategies in place to make sure that you've got everything operating in your favour so that you can experience the growth that you want over this next period. The first thing to do is to make a thorough assessment of what you have happening at the present time and review all of that, recognising what you want to occur over this next period. Now, probably the most important thing about this is being able to review your KPIs and the performance relative to those KPIs. Some businesses that I'm aware of have only one KPI, that is, to deliver this particular outcome. That's not counting the right things. The outcome is dependent upon activity. The activity is what needs to be counted. And when you count that activity, you can identify what needs to change in order to deliver a better outcome. Sales, customer satisfaction, operational costs, number of people involved in particular activities, all of these things can be counted. They can be compared to the outcome, and as a result of that, you can identify what needs to change. Do the people in your team need to be better educated in what it is that your business is doing? Are they on board with all of the practices? Do they understand the importance of the practices? And of course, those practices themselves need to be reviewed. Are those practices actually contributing to the problems that are existing? And in looking at the practices, it's then a matter of, are they simple? If they're not simple, and you have people involved, regardless of the number of people, you're inviting errors. Humans make errors. And the more difficult the process, the more likely errors will creep in. If you have errors happening, there's a good place to start. Identify why the errors are occurring. Put in place the processes to allow those errors to be eliminated. If you do have bottlenecks, that's something that can hinder your productivity and your efficiency. And what we need to do is to map out the processes which identify why those bottlenecks are turning up. In identifying why they're turning up, it's relatively easy to now identify the process which will eliminate the bottleneck. How are you using your resources in this area of your business? Are they allocated effectively? Or are they contributing to the problem? And what is it that can overcome these issues? Is it a different type of software? Or perhaps software because you don't have any in order to drive this section of your business. We want to streamline all of your processes. Once you've identified the problem, it becomes far more easy to streamline activities that can bypass the problem. Once you've identified the areas for improvement, it's time to streamline all of your processes. First thing to look at is redundancies. You might have things that are going on that are no longer useful. If you've got tasks within your operation that are redundant, they're simply wasting time and resources. And where you have tasks that are repetitive, wherever possible, automate. Introduce automation, remove problems. Look to all of your procedures and look for complexities within those procedures, because where you have complex procedures, you have a greater opportunity for errors and inefficiencies. Wherever you can find a complex procedure, break it into smaller, more manageable steps. Technology, of course, is an enormous boost to streamlining operations and improving efficiency. Look for project management software that helps with what you're doing. Look for cloud-based solutions so that everybody in your organization can always access the appropriate tools to drive your business further towards what you want to achieve. One area that can be a huge problem within your operations is a lack of development of your people. Your employees are your greatest asset. This is why we take such care to hire the right people when we begin hiring our people. But if we forget to invest in their development, that can hamper our operations. So providing training is imperative to ensuring that your business grows in all the areas it needs to grow. Ongoing training keeps your employees up to date on industry trends, best practices, and of course, any changes that happen within your business. Ideally, you want to bring in the training in the way that's going to best support your people. That means that in some cases you'll want in-person training. In other cases, you'll want online training or remote training. Now, neither is exclusive of the other. You might have in the one business both sorts of training because that's what's going to get you the best result. Empowering those employees to make decisions and to take initiative is imperative. If your people are on the same page as you, it makes running your business ever so much easier. What's a nice, simple way to empower your employees? Delegate tasks. Allow them, encourage them, in fact, to make decisions based on the outcomes that are required and the task that they have. Now that you have the foundations in place, set some goals for the new period that you're planning for. The important thing about goals, SMART goals. If you're not familiar with SMART goals, look it up. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. That means that if you have a goal which is specific and measurable, and it's achievable, and it's relevant, and you have set a time by which you want to achieve that goal, you have a far greater chance of achieving the outcome you're after. Having set your goals, make sure you create a clear roadmap to take you to those goals. Understand the activity that needs to be undertaken in order to deliver the outcome. By optimizing your operations now, you're setting yourself up for success in this new period. Remember, it's never too late to make positive change. Plan well, undertake the activity, and that will give you the outcomes you seek.
Thanks for joining Clive. Remember to subscribe for more business wisdom. Want to work with Clive? Book a discovery call with him at enervagroup.com.au.